Now let's get some rapid-fire response from our panel on these stories. The Connecticut Senate race is neck and neck. Who would have thought? Democrat Richard Blumenthal is down to just a 3-point lead over former WWE CEO Linda McMahon. House Majority Whip Jim Clyburn warns if Republicans take over the House, they'll create gridlock by flooding the White House with subpoenas on every issue, including President Obama's place of birth. And economists say the recession is over, but a new NBC News Wall Street Journal poll shows people don't believe it. And more of them are blaming it on the president. With us tonight, Todd Webster, Democratic strategist, Karen Hanratty, Republican strategist. Great to have both of you with us tonight. Let's talk about Connecticut. Todd Webster, it was just a few months ago that Blumenthal had a double-digit lead, was way out in front. What's happening here?
Well, I think the polls are going to be going up and down. There was another poll by Greenberg Quinlan that came out last week that had Dick Blumenthal up by 12 points. I think the interesting thing in that poll and in this Quinnipiac poll is that Linda McMahon has a 44% unfavorable rating, a 36% favorable rating. It's hard to win an election and get 50% of the vote when nearly half the electorate thinks you're repugnant. I think as the race, as folks look at these two candidates' records, if they look at Dick Blumenthal and his record of reform, taking on the tobacco companies, the insurance companies, the big healthcare companies, and looking at Linda McMahon and what she has done, running a circus sideshow with a number of people who have had drug abuse problems and been treated very badly.
Karen, how
this thing will come apart again?
Karen, how does a guy with a record, Attorney General of Connecticut, public service, be this close to someone who's made a living in professional wrestling? These are strange times. What do you think?
Well, I have two thoughts on that. First of all, if a candidate with only 44% approval, who's considered repugnant, Harry Reid's
44% disapproval.
Oh, okay. Well, it still fits my point, which is Harry Reid in Nevada. Those are about his, disapproval numbers in Nevada, and they think he's repugnant. So I guess it plays both ways. But I think the real point in races across the country right now, I think what we're seeing, and it's some really fascinating races that are shocking people, like in West Virginia, where it's less about personality than it is voters using their vote as a referendum on President Obama and the Democrats. In other words, you might have a candidate like McMahon, who's you don't necessarily like her, but they're willing to cast a vote for her because they want to cast a vote against the guy who's going to stand with Obama. You're seeing it in West Virginia, which is a race I never thought would be close. Governor Manchin is so popular, but he's neck and neck with the Republican out there.
There are tight races, but since the Supreme Court ruling, the corporations are outfunding the labor workforce. Well,
that's
it's a fact.
Nonsense.
I'm giving you a fact.
The unions have
it is 26 to 1, Karen. Karen, I'm just giving you a fact.
Money.
Karen, this is not commentary. I'm giving you a fact. Right now, the corporations are outraising the unions 26 to 1, and that's why a lot of these races are so close, is because it is all about the money. Let's talk about House Majority Whip Jim Clyburn. He says that if the Republicans do get the majority, that it's going to be Subpoena City, USA, in Washington, D.C., and the birthers are going to go after President Obama constitutionally on where he was born. Todd, what about this?
Well, he's absolutely right. The last time Republicans controlled the House, you had Dan Burton leading a crazy circus sideshow, investigating all sorts of nutty ideas with the Clinton White House. They spent 140 hours, took 140 hours of deposition about whether the Clinton White House misused its its Christmas card list. So absolutely, if you need another reason to vote for Democrats in November, it's to keep the House and keep Dan Burton and Darrell Issa away from the Government Affairs Committee, as this country is facing two wars and a fragile economy. Wasting the president's time answering a bunch of subpoenas makes no sense.
Well, Clyburn says the White House will be full-time responding to subpoenas about where the president may or may not have been born, whether his mother and father were ever married, and whether his wife's family is from Georgetown, or Sampit. Now,
well, and I'm pretty sure that Clyburn has his finger on the pulse of what the Republican Party is going to do when they take over the House.
Just look back at what they did in the for 6 years in the 90s.
From Clyburn, it's more scare tactics. Y'all are always talking about scare tactics from the Republican side. That's exactly what this is right now with voters. You can't motivate your voters to go to the polls and vote for Democrats because they're excited. So you're out there trying to terrify them and put all these scare tactics out there in hope that the fear will drive them to the polls, because the ideas and President's popularity certainly is not driving them to the polls.
I tell you what, your last comment here, I want you to know, and this is a compliment, we are going to file that comment away, because if the Republicans do take the House, Jim Clyburn told me today on my radio show that they're going to try to impeach President Obama. That the subpoenas are going to be coming left and right. They're going to hold a vote. But you're saying, are you saying that the Republicans will not do that? Are you saying that wait a minute? Are you saying that the Republicans will not do that? I'm trying to work with you. Are you saying that the Republicans will not try to impeach President Obama if they have the majority? Yes or no?
Yes, I'm saying they won't. They won't try to impeach him because they'll be too busy trying to fix the health care disaster that you all passed, making sure that cap and tax never passes, so that we can get manufacturers back to work and we can get all those wealthy people out there investing in the economy.
What about today's vote in the Senate? I mean, not one Republican senator went along with the incentive package to bring jobs back to America. How do you defend that?
I tell you what, when Republicans take over the House and hopefully take over the Senate, we can put some real economic...
You didn't answer the question. Todd, I'll give you the last word.
Sector back in charge and get the government out of job creation, which is what Jesse Jackson wants.
Okay, tax incentives are now not good. Okay, Todd, what do you think?
Well, putting the Republicans back in charge would just lead to more gridlock. If you look at what this president and this Democratic Congress have achieved over the last 2 years, small business tax credits, financial regulatory reform, credit card reform, a health care bill, they have made enormous progress while the Republicans sat on the sidelines and tried at every moment to blow it up.
Karen Hanratty, great to have you with us tonight. Always a pleasure. Good to have you on.